Hi, this is Tracy Ensminger. Welcome to my presentation of Module 1, Critical Analysis and Reflection. A little bit about me. I currently teach first grade at Chase County Elementary School. I'm in my 7th year of teaching, and I love what I do. I live in the country in Emporia, Kansas. I have 8 hens and 1 dog, and I love to hang out with my grandson. I graduated from Emporia State with a BSc K through 6, and I hope to be a 2023 spring graduate from Fort Hays with my Master in Educational Administration. Content knowledge as a whole. Equity in education means that each and every child will have access to academic and social emotional resources to be successful. A child's success or lack of should not be something that a person can predict based on identifiable characteristics. Equity means educators have no bias towards others. Schools should use curriculum that is relevant to students, make acquiring and demonstrating knowledge fair and level. Fair and level does not mean that all rules apply to all students. Fair and level could look like allowing one child to demonstrate their knowledge in a way that varies from standard and typical assessments. Inclusion has a new look post-COVID school closings. Inclusion is not about mainstreaming students with exceptionalities. Inclusion looks like having all students, regardless of the barrier, in a general education class that is age appropriate and uses curriculum that supports social and emotional needs. Address unique learning needs in a way that avoids discrimination. Developing youth strategies that support and meet learners where they are. Genuinely accept all students and engage them in authentic learning. Cultural responsiveness is understanding differences in cultures, recognizing biases that may exist in stakeholders. We must embrace the unique differences to effectively educate children. Teachers and staff must be aware of the individual cultural differences and how they affect how a child responds to peers and adults. Create a classroom that are communities and build relationships with all students. Give students an opportunity to work in groups to enhance peer connections. Support parents by providing community resources and supporting their family at home. Critiquing the articles, positive school culture. Brain development flourishes when children feel emotionally and physically safe, when they know that they have adults who care about them, and when they are challenged in their learning. ProTheRoad 2020. The above quoted article goes on to report that one earmark of positive school climates are strong relationships with students. Students need to feel safe, supported, and know they will get the help they need to be successful. Another valuable comment in the article was that when relationships with students are positive, caregivers are more likely to reach out when they have questions. Suggestions for a positive school climate are to create supports for students, have expectations for behavior, and make sure that all rules apply equally to all students. And make sure discipline respects students' dignity and is appropriate. Make sure ultimately leaders of schools will not stop at creating a positive school climate. They will be continually seeking feedback from stakeholders on the perception of school life. Achieving a positive school culture does not happen overnight. It takes intentionality and practice. Like the previous article, this article points out the importance of creating strong relationships with students. Keep the lines of communication open with stakeholders. Give stakeholders a voice. Send out surveys, give teachers an opportunity to talk to you, talk to community members, ask them what their feelings are, and use data to drive the changes within your school, to guide decisions. Make sure that the practices you're implementing are reflected in the data. Years of research support what many have learned through firsthand experience this past year. Even amid uncertainty and trauma, teachers and students thrive when healthy and positive school culture and climate are present. As in the previous articles, relationships are emphasized. It is important to build strong relationships with students. Believe in the children, believe that they are capable, set high expectations, and support them to get to their goals, and allow the students to contribute. Give them a voice. Let them have some control over what they're learning. As a school leader, you have the power to model positive school change and create an atmosphere where teachers feel empowered and students feel valued. Freeman 2020. The leader has a lot of influence. In fact, within the school, the leader has the most influence. Good leaders recognize staff. They will commend them for their efforts. They will recognize their positive contributions and interact with staff. If something negative happens, address it quickly and address it cleanly, address it pointedly, get right to the point and leave on a positive. Culturally Responsive Schools, National Association of Secondary School Principals 2019 report that 47% of school students nationwide are Black, Hispanic, Asian, Pacific Islander, or American Indian, Alaska Native. Culturally responsive schools should use the knowledge of students' cultures, their own experiences and learning styles of children. Use that to help them. Use that to develop strategies to support them. Use that in ways that you can assess them more fairly. Good pedagogy includes 5 key features. It includes inclusivity and involving that student. It helps to support the child's family, support them at home, give them a voice, help children find their voice, and give them equality within the education system. A Brief Guide to Making Your Schools More Culturally Responsive, Metropolitan Center for Research on Equity and the Transformation of Schools, 2005. Curriculum that connects. Make curriculum or develop or find curriculum that is relative to a student's culture, their past. Give them something that engages them in learning. Create a culturally responsive school climate. Respect where they're from. Respect who they are, and remove any barriers that prevent them from being able to feel like they're part of the majority. Recruit and retain staff and train them. Help them understand their own cultural biases that they may possibly have. Help them to understand other cultures to better support our students. And give parents and families opportunities to engage in ways that are more culturally authentic for them. The research-based article from the National Leadership Academy, A Portrait of a Culturally Responsive School, states the following in regards to practices that support schools and school systems that are intentionally built to ensure children of every race, ethnicity, language, or other characteristics of their identity, that they have the things they need to achieve success. Culturally responsive learning environments are built by, with, and for students. Decisions are made collaboratively. Stakeholders are involved that reflect each of the ethnic differences within the school. Culturally responsive learning environments have a shared school, mission, vision, and core values, and these are shared within the school. They are developed with each other and supported by everyone that works within the school district. Give opportunities for adult learning and development, and within this realm, similar to other articles, is that we need to support the families of our students and give them every opportunity to be successful within their new environment, within their new community. Culturally responsive schools will also manage school operations financially, the fiduciary part, by involving stakeholders that, again, represent the different ethnicities within the community, not just a small group of a particular ethnicity, and thereby leaving out other groups. When schools are mindful and deliberate about creating an equitable culture, they are better prepared to support everyone in the building. Huang, 2021. This article had strong words and opinions on how the writer views education and how to build anti-racist schools that avoid microaggressions. Equitable school cultures include leaders that facilitate anti-racist cultures. This could involve making sure that a dominant culture is not existing in the school and dominating. Ritualizing meeting spaces. This spoke of when meetings begin and end, have the same particular ritual. Make sure that there isn't one particular title or superiority or ethnicity that is dominating the meeting. Make sure that it's fair. Give micro affirmations. This spoke to affirmations to students of certain cultures and adults in their life or within the staff from that same culture, giving them affirmation that has more authenticity and meaning. And to hire and retain good staff, of course, again, like the other articles, make sure that they represent the culture of the students as well. The school culture of equity is a fostered and cultivated attitude, expectation, and understanding where students need to be and how to get them there. Linton and Davis, 2013. Equitable schools create a classroom, school, and system where excellence is achieved for every student. No one's left behind. We all work together, and we strive to find curriculum that supports each student's strategies to assess them, embrace their uniqueness and strengths, bring those to the forefront and use that to help teach them. And the challenges of students, they can contribute so much to the entire classroom. Staff holds themselves to a high standard. Make sure you're checking for biases. Learn about other cultures. Become more open-minded. Cultural disconnect often leads to poor self-concepts, discipline problems, and poor academic outcomes for ethnic minorities. To be a responsive school culture, schools can match instruction to cultural norms. Again, this has to do with curriculum being relevant. Give appropriate wait time for students who have language barriers or have had language barriers. They process differently, not necessarily slower. They just are making connections in their mind. So give them time to respond. Support the families, again, within the community. Have ways and resources for them to reach out and navigate the educational system and embrace their differences. We're all different. My critical reflection. USD 284 is a small rural school, and teachers work hard to build relationships with students. Families and educators work together, and everyone knows everyone. Our school also uses second steps to support our social and emotional needs, as well as SABRS, which is a social emotional screener. Our school counselor has friendship group meetings, and we have a strong anti-bullying curriculum. These guidelines for behavior are in the student handbook, and the students and parents are required to read and sign a contract to ensure that everyone is on the same page. USD 284 uses curriculum that is relative to our students, and they keep the material current. We have many teachers that have been teaching at our school for 10 plus years. Teachers collaborate, and we have strong community engagement with our community through our project-based learning programs and family nights. We promote equitable school culture. We promote equitable school culture. While our school does not host a variety of ethnicities, we do support all students' abilities, social and emotional needs. As a teacher, I have always been conscientious about giving my students opportunities to work together, to learn from each other and respect each other. I work with young students, so I give them plenty of time to process and answer. Our school counselor works with the community to support families that may need financial help at any time. The community works together to support each other. To compare and contrast, our school compares in that we hire, retain, and train our staff. We use programs to support students at all levels of ability and academically and socially. Our school differs from the articles because we are not a diverse community ethnically. So there are ways that some of the information just does not apply to where I'm at right now. Supporting the educational success and well-being. Our second step program helps meet our kids where they are and teaches them skills that give them confidence in social settings as well as coping skills for their emotions, among other things. We also use Equipping Minds, and it is a research-based program that shows to help develop cognitive skills. Our school recently was featured as a school with a high graduation rate, so we've been doing Equipping Minds for 7 years, so I'd like to think possibly that maybe has something to do with it. Developing and maintaining supportive and equitable resources. How I will apply my new knowledge. I would use my newfound knowledge to advocate for as many inclusive classrooms as possible. While we do have special education at USD 284, we still pull students from classes to be sent to the resource room. Concluding statements. This is my CLO. And I will move this over so you can see it. Oh. And I will It's my correlation. I will not read this to you. You have time to read it yourself. My relevance and my reflection. There are my references. I apologize for the slide that I prematurely forwarded on. Thank you for watching my presentation. I look forward to the next 7 weeks.